right, so I think that this is the outlook that many of us have around artificial intelligence today. We're enthralled with it, but it's also a little creepy. It's a little risky. It's a little unnerving. And so my goal here today is to really kind of take you on a bit of a journey around where we can start that's practical with artificial intelligence. What tangibly can we do with AI from a sales performance perspective? So let's jump into my first slide here. So let's talk about AI, and these are some interesting statistics that were put together by Allego. Now, Allego just did this study back in January of 2025, which means it's really outdated from an AI perspective, but it's the most current stats I can find around sales enablement and its impact with marrying AI. So what they found was that 41% of companies expect 5 to 25% of sales roles to be replaced by AI in the next 24 months. Right? This is of their major commercial and enterprise level clients that they polled. They also found that 54% expect 26 to 75% of roles to be automated. Now let's unpack what these stats really mean. So on the first one, this is pretty consistent with a lot of major corporations that I'm dealing with. Now they're not deciding, hey, let's fire 5 to 25% of our sales force. But what they're doing is they're not replacing people who leave. Who's had the odd salesperson quit on you? Anybody, or just me? Oh, it happens here too, okay. And so the odd salesperson quits, and the question sales leaders are asking and business owners are asking is, can I hire AI instead? So there's official mandates, a lot of companies I deal with, that is, before we hire someone new, can we build an AI tool that does most of the job, and then move our people from being human resource managers, which is what our sales managers are, to being AI assistant managers? Can we make that shift? So a lot of organizations are doing this, right? So 54% expect 26 to 75% of roles to be automated. And what this really means is that 26 to 75% of what most salespeople and sales leaders are doing today won't need to be done by them. Doesn't mean that we're, 3/4 of us are losing our job. What it does mean is that 3/4 of what we're doing today, we won't be doing. Right? So we'll move into that role of being an AI assistant, an AI agent manager, but also in an ideal world for me, and there was some comments earlier in the previous panel about freeing up time. That's the brilliance of it, is to take off the plate a lot of things that salespeople don't like to do or shouldn't be doing anyways, and give them more time to do the things that they're actually really great at, which is talking to people, connecting, being curious, innovating, breaking the rules a little bit, doing whatever they need to do to make quota. That's what they should be doing. They shouldn't be entering data. Right? There was an old saying that says that nothing happens until someone sells something. Who's heard that? Right? We've all heard that one. And apparently the updated version is, it didn't happen unless it's in Salesforce. Anybody heard that one? Right? Right, so things have changed a little bit. And salespeople, they load that. John Ferreira, who was the founder of Nimble CRM and a friend of mine, he said they call it Salesforce because you have to force your salespeople to use it. Now, I like Salesforce. A lot of my clients use it, but we're forcing them to do stuff that isn't in their skill set. So AI applies and offers many things that can help push that off their plate and actually get them to start using CRM for business intelligence instead of data entry, for instance. So AI today is being used for email generation, lead scoring, sales intelligence, and conversation analysis based upon this study. Now, what's interesting is when I ask most senior executives, how are you using AI? What's the first thing they say? Any guess? How are you using ChatGPT, Copilot? Write emails. That's the first thing they do. It's kind of the entry level for most of us is, can I use this tool to help me write emails? And then they kind of move from there. So ZoomInfo did another study this year, and it's their sales and marketing AI study. And they found that 83% of sales pros saw their average deal size increase that use AI. They also saw win rates jump by 41%, and deal cycles actually shorten by 30%. So some pretty good traction. Now, there's also an MIT study that just came out recently, I don't know if you saw it or was mentioned earlier today, that shows that 9 out of 10 AI pilots and implementations are failing within major corporations. So there's also that data. I just kind of want to bring it up. And so there's definitely some right strategic ways to approach it. I appreciate what the previous panel talked about, which is small, tangible pilots and then expanding, which I think most people, most major organizations get ready to get ready. They just spend all this time planning, all this time strategizing. They got committees on top of committees on top of committees, and they're getting ready to get ready, and another 6 months pass, and they still haven't even done an AI pilot, and this is where we're falling behind. So AI can be an Iron Man suit for sales professionals. So we've all heard that the Terminator's coming for our jobs, right? Fully autonomous agents. So if I had to fight Terminator, I'd want an Iron Man suit. And what is an Iron Man suit? Well, Tony Stark is still Tony Stark, right? If you follow the show. If not, I apologize, but I'm a bit of a Marvel nerd. So, he's Tony Stark. He's a human. He puts this Iron Man suit on, built with artificial intelligence, that actually amplifies his humanity, right? And that's really what we can do as sales organization, is start bolting on these AI tools to help us be better at what we're good at, and also do the heavy lifting in the areas that maybe we shouldn't be in. So this is for those of us that are worried, is AI coming to get us? A human brain uses 12 watts to think. And if we try to duplicate that process with all the synapses, we'd be looking at an AI system, technically, that would require about 2.7 billion watts to do the same thing. So human in the middle is still pretty powerful. What we're capable of doing with 12 watts is pretty amazing, right? And we're not quite there yet unless we maybe develop and build like 9 or 10 more nuclear generators per city. At today's present technology, we can pull it off. So things are gonna have to shift, things are gonna have to change. I'm not too worried about being replaced by AI tomorrow fully, but we can harness it. So here's the key lesson, and we talked about humanity, is start with a human spark and finish with a human fingerprint. This is how I like to use AI, and I think some of those successful organizations use AI this way. Is if you go into ChatGPT, or it doesn't matter, Copilot or Gemini, and you ask it a question out of the box, it's gonna give you the average answer of 200 experts it crawled. Based upon their values and their worldview, which might not be mine, their context is different, it's gonna spit out an answer that it thinks sounds okay, right? And the less you know to a subject, the better the answer sounds, right? You ever notice that? Things you don't know anything about, when you put it into ChatGPT, you're like, wow, that's really smart.